Hey, what's up, everyone? This is DJ Take It Easy. Today, I'd like to go over this RCF ART 910A comboed with the 905 AS MK3 sub. I've scoured YouTube trying to find videos on this, but there just seems to be very little presence for this particular combination. I mean, even RCF themselves don't have much on their channel. I feel like RCF's support in the US is still a bit of a work in progress situation. Again, I'm specifically referring to some of the support and social media presence. It's a bit frustrating to me, quite honestly. But I digress. C'est la vie. I love RCF, by the way. I did manage to find a forum and subreddit with a few people mentioning this and giving me some pointers. So shout out to them. But anyways, without further ado, let's get to it and talk about the setup. As you can see here, I have the ART 910A. It's pole mounted on the 905 sub. I decided to not go with the RCF M20 pole, and the reason for that is the vendors I like to work with did not have it in stock. I ended up going with a Gator Frameworks sub pole mount. The particular model I purchased is the GFW-SPK-SP standard sub pole with the 20 millimeter adapter because you can remove it and make it more like a standard mount without the threading / screw in mechanism. I'll put a link in the description for that model. My goal for this setup was to get something that packed more punch than my pair of RCF Evox J8s, either just adding one 905 sub for more low end or just taking out, just a pair of 910 tops with a pair of 905 subs. My main criteria was weight and portability. I work alone. I don't have a garage or truck, so I needed something that's the least backbreaking as possible whilst being an upgrade to my J8 setup. I also live in an apartment, so no proper storage yet. Hopefully some of you watching can relate to this. Pretty much like I'd say this video is for you. Okay, so let's have a look at the RCF ART 910A. The 910 sports a 10-inch woofer with a 1 3/4 inch compression driver, up to 130 decibel sound pressure level, 2100 max watts, which translates to 1400 watt peak on the low end and 700 watt peak on the highs. The speaker weighs about 34 pounds, so it's on the light side of things, which I definitely prefer. On the rear, we have a balanced XLR input and output, standard IEC input with the power button, a volume knob with a signal indicator, as well as a clip indicator, which is labeled overload. There's no screen DSP, but it does have 3 presets. One for a standard flat sound, one for a boost, and last is a stage monitor setting. For the sake of the setup, I'll have it set to linear. Now let's have a look at the RCF 905 AS MK3. The 905 sub sports a 15-inch woofer, 133 dB SPL. It's a plywood enclosure, weighs about 57 pounds, which is pretty, light on the 15-inch sub range, I believe, and sports 2200 watts max. On the rear, we have a pair of balanced XLR inputs and outputs. There's no IEC. It has a power con in and out and comes with a power con cable. There's no power button. Once the power con cable is connected to power, the sub turns on. One cool thing is that it has a DSP, which allows for gain, delay, and presets. I believe 0 is max and 99 would be the lowest in volume gain. according to RCF's pre-alignment delays PDF, which you can download from RCF's page based on the top you're using. It is recommended you set the delay to 7.6 ms. As far as the preset, it is recommended to set that to L3, which is also printed on the back of the sub. It shows the different presets and what they do. And that particular one is 30 hertz high pass and 100 hertz low pass. Again, that's the setting for the 910
All right, so
top.
I decided to do a
905
part
sub
2
combo
for this video for the sound demo. Obviously, it won't be the best representation of what it sounds like because we're recording through an iPhone. However, the other reason I wanted to do the part 2 is I want to find some proper music to do a demo with, just because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So I know it's a bit of a cliffhanger, but I'll have that over shortly. Thanks for checking in.